Hello everyone, welcome to Around Town TV. My name is Carla Berline. Minnesota's lifestyle and business experts, we've been bringing you the best kept secrets, businesses, organizations, and people since 2003. We are the Twin Cities' longest airing television community showcase. And tonight, my special guest is the owner of the DRIPBaR Edina. Please welcome Stacy Lemmer. Thank you, Stacy, for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, Carla. I'm excited to share our knowledge.
Well, and it's great. And you may have saw that we tried a few weeks ago, and there was an internet issue, so we're doing a do-over, but we're ready. While we get people joining, and I'm going to quickly share this in a moment, but I wanted to, if you're somebody, and there's a lot of people that are going to fall into these categories, but if you don't, but you know of somebody, which I'm sure you do, if you have time, get them to watch, but this will be embedded. So just know you can go back and watch this. But if you're somebody who struggles or suffers with acne, allergies, anxiety, autoimmune diseases, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, diabetes, maybe you've had gastric surgery, gout, gut health, I have a neighbor that had migraine today, headaches. I know a lot of people that struggle with that. Lyme disease, mental health, brain fog, any cancer support, fibromyalgia. Yes, this list is long. Post-COVID relief, pre and post-operative support, stress. Who doesn't have stress right now? Whew, I've had a week. And one of the biggest things that's being talked about right now, weight loss. That's a big, big category. So we're going to get into some of that. But if you know somebody or you are, go get them. Get them to watch the show, and we're going to share this real quick. And what I'll do, Stacy, if you'd like, I'll even share it to yours as well. But I want to just gather as many people as we can while we're on here so that they can also join us. I have, as many of you know, I have several profiles. And with my Around Town and my youth program and my public figure page. And,
all the places.
All the places. We just want to ensure. And then I'm also going to see if, there we go, my other profile as well. And I'll see, Stacy, if I can get it to your page too. If not, we'll go back and send the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
The DRIPBaR Edina.
Yeah, the DRIPBaR Edina. Yeah, because it's not a friend, they won't let me do pages because I don't have it. I'm not an administrator, but we'll get it there. So anyway, if any, I will go to the phone to check for messages to ensure. So if you're somebody who wants to ask a question or whatever, just know I will go back here and check in. And I have to do a special shout out. I see that there's several people online, but Tara Keck, who is actually here watching my little Mimi and playing with her, because as many of you know, Mimi likes to be in and around, and we didn't want her to ruin our time to share all this really incredible knowledge with you. So, but feel free to ask questions because I will look at the phone. If you're not comfortable asking questions there, you can private message afterwards and I will connect you and I will give you that information. But again, my name is Carla Berline, and I've got the owner, Stacy Lemmer, of the DRIPBaR Edina. Great location, of course, and business location, location, location. But for those of you who are just tuning in, Stacy, you know, and I was like this too. I've heard the word DRIPBaR before I met you, but what is the DRIPBaR?
Right. So at the DRIPBaR, it's like a med spa where we do IV vitamin therapy. So intravenous infusions with vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants. So a saline bag like what you would get in the ER when you're not feeling well or you're really dehydrated, we infuse that with these vitamins and then we can put the infusion into your veins for direct access into your bloodstream. And so that, because we bypass the gut or the digestive system, that means that the nutrients are circulating around your blood for almost near 100% absorption opportunity.
Ah, okay. And the difference of that and oral supplements is like, it's more like 30%, right, with the oral supplements?
Right, so it varies by person, but from the food you eat, the oral supplements that you take, because it goes through the digestive system first, it's broken down, and so your body may only be able to absorb maybe you are 40% absorption, maybe I'm taking some medications where I can only absorb 10%. Some people will be more, but
100%. Yeah, because it goes right in.
right
Yeah.
into the bloodstream. You don't have that
Got
gut
it.
barrier absorption issue.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. No, that is great. And I know that drip bars are proven to give the body proper nutrients to treat specific vitamin deficiencies and help achieve targeted health goals. But there's so much more, as I talked about in the beginning, and we're going to get into some of that as well. But first, Stacy isn't just somebody who thought, hey, this is a great idea and something that's very important, and that she did think, and I'm just going to go open a business. Stacy has quite a background in history. If you wouldn't mind sharing your background, history, and what inspired you to open the DRIPBaR in Edina.
Yes, so I spent 25 years in marketing and sales, but most of that time was in medical device marketing and sales, working on implantables, capital equipment, just an array of different disease states and conditions. And with that, I also helped with clinical trials and clinical studies, submitting information to FDA and whatnot. So I worked with a lot of doctors, trained a lot of doctors across the nation and other parts of the world. And what I found for myself was I was helping helping surgeons or doctors help their patients with an issue or a disease or something that they already had. And I thought I could be doing more. I want to try to help people on their preventative health side so that they're not waiting until they're really sick before they're seeking help. And so one of the catalysts for that, I was standing in a cath lab where they do different heart surgeries. The product I happened to be working on was to help with peripheral arterial disease, which is clotting in the leg, the lower extremities.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we were trying to help save a limb from being amputated by using some of these products, and I could hear code blue going off, and I thought, oh no, that usually means someone's having a heart attack or something.
Not
near death.
breathing.
Not a good thing.
They're trying to save them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I could be doing more. And so I decided, I was really researching what is one of the most key important things to a body to function appropriately, and it's nutrition. It's proper nutrition. And I'm not a nutritionist, but I just thought, what could I be doing to help give to folks and related to that? And that's what brought me to the vitamins and the importance of vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants. And so I used my life savings to invest in the DRIPBaR, which is a franchise, but because they're backed with clinical data and studies, we know scientifically what every vitamin and mineral does for the body. I just knew in my heart that this is where I needed to be for this next phase of my life.
And doing it for us, for all of us, and that's what's so huge. And we were talking a little bit before the show, and this show is not a political show in any means, but we've been hearing lately with everything that Kennedy was talking about, he's been talking about health. And we were talking, then her and I were talking about just related to what she was saying, of this reactive versus preventative. And so much of what we do, I mean, think about it. Some of us, especially when the pandemic was in and we couldn't go anywhere, we let things go. Then you come out of the pandemic, and instead of going to the doctor before you're sick or going and getting a tooth taken care of, now you've got a crown or you have a tooth pulled, and that's what's happening just in general health, period. And this is something that is to help you prevent from having some of these more serious issues.
Right. And look, I believe that we could get all the nutrition we need from our diet, but maybe a generation or two ago. Our soil is somewhat very depleted these days from the minerals that we need. Our food is sprayed. Let's face it.
She knows about that too. She's from Litchfield, up in the farm town. Yeah.
Right.
So if our dear friend Megan's watching, hello Megan.
Hi Megan.
But so she knows about that too. And if you're thinking, well, medical device, how does that relate? You work a lot with the FDA, clinical trials, clinical studies. This person here is a wealth of knowledge. And like she said, no, she's not a doctor. She's not someone who's going to diagnose you with cancer or a disease, but she's someone who can help you with
Right.
that ahead of time.
Right. We believe that our bodies were designed to heal itself, our immune systems. But in order to do that, you need proper nutrients, and that's where the vitamins and minerals, amino acids, and antioxidants come in. And we just aren't getting that from our food supply anymore, and our food is genetically modified as well. We're not making the best choices either.
Right,
But
right.
even if we were trying to be perfect in that, it's just the food is so different these days. So we're not getting the nutritional value that we need. And like we talked about the oral supplements, you know, those are great too,
Right,
but we
right.
just aren't getting the full amount that it says on the vial absorbed into your body. And that's why vitamin therapy places like mine are becoming so popular, because people really feel the difference. And it's both preventative health, anti-aging, but then if you also have health conditions, we know based on the science of all the vitamins and minerals, we know what they do, we can help the body feel better when you're going through a certain condition or disease.
Well, and for those of you who are like, okay, I get it a little bit now, the DRIPBaR, vitamins, the DRIPBaR in Edina has personalized programs. They also have IV lifestyle drips, IV health support drips, I am quick shots, I am single shots, and they have other things too that we're going to talk about. But for people like myself, who's a little bit more newer to this, which a lot of people are, even though this is gaining popularity, can you share more on what those are and what that means?
Yeah, certainly. So, like I mentioned, we know scientifically what every vitamin and mineral does for the body. Therefore, we can design, we call them drips or recipes, if you will, to accomplish certain health goals. So the lifestyle IVs are going to be your more preventative health. So maybe you want to boost your energy. Well, we know B12 boosts energy and helps with mental clarity. So we can design a recipe that focuses on boosting that energy level, and that one would happen to be called Power Pack. We can boost your immune system, get some vitamin C and zinc. We know magnesium does close to 400 different things for the body. We mostly hear about it for sleeping or muscle ache recovery, but it's so important. It actually helps each cell absorb the liquid, the saline, and therefore the vitamins. So it just does so many interstellar processes. So that's really, really important, and so on. So the health, now if we go to the health side, the health support drips, all of those different conditions that you read off in the beginning, we're not saying that we can like resolve those or cure them, but we can help your body feel better when you're going to give it the certain vitamins or minerals that we know scientifically your body may be lacking or may be depleted of when you're going through some of those health conditions. So for example, we have a client that has diabetic neuropathy in his legs. And so he is coming to us because of the pain in his feet, to do alpha lipoic acid. That's a naturally occurring antioxidant that your body produces, but as we age, it produces less.
Right.
Well, because we're giving him that ALA or alpha lipoic acid, his pain in his feet have gone from an 8 to a 2.
That's huge. There's a lot
So
of
we're
people
just-
who suffer with chronic pain.
Yeah, the quality of life improvements that we can help with, so that you give your body a rest, time to recover, reduce the inflammation. Once you reduce inflammation, like glutathione is your body's master antioxidant.
Interesting.
As we get older, we produce less and less. So once we raise that level of glutathione back up, your inflammation lowers, but then your energy comes back.
Well, and I had a dear friend who had cancer, and while she had a very aggressive cancer and was going through treatment, she went to a place like the DRIPBaR. It was before you were in business, and that place isn't around anymore. The person moved out of the state, but one of the reasons she went is she knew it wasn't going for it to cure her cancer. She was going because of how she felt after her treatment. She felt so much better. In fact, one time I picked her up there. She had her treatment, and then she had gone there to get her infusion, and then we went on a boat out on Stillwater on a boat, and she had more energy than I did.
Right.
Yeah, so you know it's doing well, and it made her feel so much better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right now we have a client who is in her 80s, was diagnosed with terminal ovarian cancer, And she just decided not to do chemo radiation. We, everyone chooses their own journey. We're not going to judge
Yeah.
here.
Well, and she's older.
And she's older, so
Yeah,
she just didn't want to put her body through that.
Yes.
And so we offer high dose vitamin C. And once you get into the 15, 25, 50 grams, the scientifically, vitamin C in your body changes and it converts and helps your body produce hydrogen peroxide, which can target cancer cells. So she was given 4 to 6 months to live a year ago, April, I think it was, and she started seeing us a year ago this August.
Wow.
And she's still going. And that
I love
energy,
those stories.
her energy is just tremendous. She rides horses every weekend. She golfs 18 holes every Tuesday. And so
she's active.
She's
and that's
active,
so
and her quality
important.
of life is so great.
And again, this isn't. She's not a doctor. However, we'll get into what does set her apart here in a moment. But if you're looking for energy boost, accelerated recovery, maybe you're a runner, and you any type of hardcore athletics or sports, immunity support, anti-aging. I thought that was really interesting in aesthetics about athletic performance, as we talked about enhancement. So the opposite. There's that I didn't realize till you and I were talking, and of course the hydration and nutrient replenishment that she's been discussing.
We should talk about anti-aging for a second.
I was going to say, she felt me going, I want to go there. Because it's such a big deal.
Well, it is. And it's not just buzzworthy right now, biohacking, longevity, anti-aging, but there's some real truth behind it. So I want to just kind of break that down at the cellular level, if I could.
Oh, I would love that, because as we know, the cosmeceutical industry is $1 billion industry. However, it's on our inside.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we are doing cellular health at the DRIPBaR. And so we don't really think of it in that way, right? But in order to have a healthy life, you need healthy cells. And if you fuel your cells, you fuel your life. And that's what we believe. So as we age, we are told that different diseases or issues are a part of aging. They're just naturally a part of aging. And we would like to challenge that a bit. So, as you age, your memory maybe starts to go, and if we did a scan of your brain, it may show some shrinkage, and your doctor will say, well, that's a natural part of aging. If you're high blood pressure, and you'll see that on a scan, your arteries may be a little bit more clogged. That's a natural part of aging. Or your bone density is decreasing on a scan, and they'll say that's a natural part of aging. Well, I would like to say that it doesn't have to be, because all of our cells, each cell, maybe it's a red blood cell, maybe it's an organ cell or skin cell, they all regenerate. Some regenerate daily, some monthly, some yearly. It just depends on where in the body it is. And you want those new cells to grow in a healthy environment. And that is where having a nutrient-dense, well-hydrated cellular area for the cells to grow up in will make them healthier cells. Healthy cells and energized cells with plenty of oxygen at the mitochondria level stay healthy. And cancers will creep in and diseases will creep in an unhealthy cellular environment. And so if we keep those cells raised in a healthy environment, that's where the anti-aging or the lack of actual aging comes in. If that makes sense.
It does. Well, and the other hot topic is weight loss. Can we talk about that just a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, that's huge right now. We know, we're hearing about all the different options, and from shots to whatever, and we were talking about it right before the show starts, and I'm like, wow. So I'll just let you.
So we have different options at the DRIPBaR for weight loss, and that includes IVs. We have one called Metabolize, and it actually can speed up your metabolism and help your body process fat by using vitamins and minerals. In fact, we had a couple clients that complained, if you will, that they were hungry later in the day, and they didn't want to feel hungry. And I said, but it's working. Embrace the hunger. It means your metabolism's speeding up.
And they were losing weight, and
with regularity.
Right. Yeah, it's something you have to stick with.
Right.
Yeah.
We
like
have,
anything.
Right. We have something called the skinny. Most people know it as a skinny shot, where that's MIC B12. MIC is a fat emulsifier and help your body process fat. So folks that come in weekly for that are seeing nice small weight loss. We're talking small. Now we do have You'll hear a lot about medical weight loss, like the Wegovy, Ozempic.
I was just going to ask you, yes, how does it compare to those?
We have compounded versions of those available as well.
Okay.
And that is for the population that has more weight to lose.
Okay.
We have options from 10 pounds, peptides, called Somorelin, which is going to increase your lean muscle mass and help your body speed the metabolism, process fat. But then we have the medical weight loss side. And how that works with us is we require you to come in weekly to visit with us to receive your injection, but then we're coaching and we're helping
the accountability.
you. The accountability.
Yes.
Right. Lifestyle changes.
I did not realize you had that piece of it. I thought it was like an IV.
We do have that as well.
Okay.
And not everyone qualifies for the medical weight loss. So that's a very small group of people that can qualify for that. But we do have that available because we feel that it's a kickstart to your health, a jump start. We're not here to shame or anything. We just want you to get healthy. And a way to do that is to reduce the weight that you're carrying, to improve your blood flow, different things like that. And that you just become a healthier person with less weight that you're carrying.
Oh, that's great. Thank you to all of you who are tuning in. We don't have any comments or questions yet, but I really appreciate those who are online right now. My name is Carla Berlin, host here of Around Town TV, and I have Stacy Lemmer, the owner of the DRIPBaR Edina, and she's been sharing a little bit more about what that is, what it entails, what it's for. If you've missed that part of the show, this will be embedded here. You can go back and watch it, and we'll be sharing it to other social mediums when we're done. But one big thing, and I know we've got lots still to talk about here, but what sets you apart from all the other options out there?
Yes, there are other infusion locations or mobile nurses that can come to your house. However, with us, we really believe in safety and precaution. So all of our drips are administered by registered nurses.
That's huge.
And I like to have registered nurses, not a phlebotomist or an EMT, although they could do that as well.
Right.
But because of the different disease states that we can help our clients with, I want my staff or our registered nurses have an understanding of those different diseases or conditions, and so they'll know what recommendations to make to help your body feel better.
That is so huge, because with Stacy's medical device background and her knowledge and expertise, she's hired the best that are going to be taking care of you. And you want that, even in the preventative, any type of IV. And I think a lot, if you're like me, who's a hard poke, you want a good nurse doing it.
Right.
Yes, you don't want just anybody. And I've had that. And then, I've even had a few say to me, not at the DRIPBaR, but at the doctor's office when you're getting your labs done, oh, but I like a challenge. It's like, no, I just want a nurse like you have.
And the nurses, the majority of the nurses that we've hired have come from the ER, meaning almost everyone that goes to the ER these days has a hydration bag almost right away, is what they're telling me, at least. And so they have to be able to get that in and start helping people quickly. They don't have time necessarily to call the IV team to calm down.
And I've had, as many of you know, 2 terminally ill parents that I took care of, and when we ended up in ER, you're right, that's one of the first things they do. Because a lot of times the hydration right away does help.
It does.
I love that I felt like when I was at your location, when I first came to meet you, it's just like you feel like you're at a spa. And it's warm and it's friendly. There's private rooms where you can be together. I loved that. And of course, FDA approved.
Right, so we mix all of our drips in a sterile hood. So we follow the pharmaceutical standards called USP 797. So that's where the clean room, like the pharmacology, sterilized. Yes, so we mix everything in a sterile environment, not just out on the counter. And that's what sets us apart from the mobile units, because they will come to your house and then they'll inject out in the open. So we just take that extra safety precaution of having it done in a sterile environment to reduce cross-contamination.
Smart.
Right, and especially with the healthy population doesn't want to be sick and the sick population doesn't want to be sicker, right? We just want to help everybody feel their best. And we don't know what it's like to feel good until we feel good.
Right.
And we don't know the last time we felt good until we don't feel good anymore, right? So we don't appreciate circle. So we're just trying to help everyone get back to their quality of life.
I love that, and I love what you're doing. And one of my next questions was going to be, what are the benefits of this? Of somebody that, how is it? Yes, I might have migraines, and we've talked about what it is and the things you can treat or help and help prevent. But what are the benefits?
So it really, for everyone, the general benefits are the cellular health. So, and what you'll feel from that is boosted energy, improved sleep, improved hair, skin, and nails, reduced inflammation, which then brings your energy levels back up. If you can have a boosted immune system, so you may go into cold and flu season with that boosted immune system, and maybe you don't get sick, or maybe your sickness doesn't last as long and you get over it faster. We have so many designs of our drips. Maybe you want healthier hair, skin, and nails, so we would recommend the firm drip to you. Maybe you're having a lot of anxiety and stress, so we would give you something high in magnesium, and that happens to be called our Soother drip. So it really, the benefits are almost individualized for what your body needs.
It's going to help you feel better. Who
Right.
doesn't want to feel better? You know, and you were talking about that. When you're healthy, you don't realize, we take it for granted when we're healthy, but we also don't realize we can feel better until we do feel better. And or the opposite, when people do end up sick, that's when you don't take your health for granted anymore when you've been diagnosed with. And that isn't what the DRIPBaR and Edina does. They will not diagnose cancer or diseases or anything, but they're there to hopefully help prevent it, help you feel better. And if you're someone who is struggling with many of the things I mentioned before, from migraines, even allergies, headaches, any mental health, brain fog through menopause, that's a big one. And there's just so many different things they can do, even before and after surgeries. We talked about the weight loss. So if you're not sure, reach out to them. And I'm going to give this to you now, and I will at the end of the show, thedripbar.com/Edina, or call 612-429-6822. 6822. And I'll actually put that in the description and the website and everything when we're done. I'll go back and do that. What else have we maybe not covered that we were going to talk about even from here?
Well, I think we should just take a historical perspective for a minute, because this isn't some new thing, some new therapy, and it's not just for hangovers. A lot of us have heard about that, but it can be.
Well, and actually, I said that to Stacy the first time I met her. I'm like, well, when I first heard about it, it was like for people who drank too much.
Yeah, in Vegas or
right, and it would hydrate them, which it does. It will. If you can come in for that if you've had a fun night out.
Right.
Yeah.
But hydration therapy, or the use of saline, started in the 1800s, became very popular in the 1940s, 50s, around World War II. But a doctor in the 1960s by the name of John Myers, with his background of nutrition and being a doctor, there were some of his patients that he wasn't able to help them feel better. So we thought, well, why don't I combine my knowledge of nutrition and saline and deliver the vitamins intravenously? And that was in the 1960s, and he kept playing around with the different mixes and vitamins and minerals and whatnot, and he was starting to see improvements in his patients. And so since then, different functional medicine, this is really popular with functional medicine, they've been perfecting that or fine-tuning that, and that's where all this clinical data comes from. This isn't just a new concept. It's been around for decades.
It's gaining popularity, but it's been around for decades, and you're one of the first that's like planted here where we can come see you versus mobile, right? I think you're one of the only ones in the...
Yep, there are just a few others.
Okay.
Right.
But she's centrally located, easy to get to. And one of the things that we talked about when I first met her as well was when both my folks passed, I literally had the big, remember the old Dayton's or Nordstrom's, the huge bags? I had 2 of those filled with from antibiotics to opioids, things that my blood pressure meds, high cholesterol meds, I mean, anything and everything. And I took them to the police station. I know you can flush them down the toilet or throw them, but you're supposed to either do one of the 2 things, flush them or bring them. So when I took them to the police station, I went to hand them to the gal. She's like, oh no, there's a machine. I had to hand put each one in, and I thought, I don't want to be this. I want to do something like the DRIPBaR and Edina so I don't have to be on medications, or hopefully help myself stay healthier, to feel better, and to help maintain that, to stay, I mean, it takes a lot of different pieces, eating right, and not overeating, as well as exercise. But when I saw that, I thought, and so when I saw your business, I thought, this is exactly what I was thinking of.
Right. We, our goal is just to help people stay away from the pharmaceutical drugs for as long as possible. It may be an eventuality, and there is a time and a place needed for that. We're not trying to replace that. Yeah, we're just trying to help you live a healthier, happier life. And our clients, it really is so gratifying to hear the clients' feedback, because we wouldn't be in business if we wasn't working for our clients.
You're changing lives.
Yes, and they tell us they love it. We have members, they come in monthly, and the clinical data, I'm big on that, shows that after 3 months, your nutrient levels are now raised to the point where now you have more consistent energy. You sleep better now. Your inflammation is down. Your hair and your skin is healthier, and people notice. And we've seen that with our clients.
And that's a big deal. Even a lot of the drugs we were talking about with weight loss, it can cause hair to thin. And so you want to just be taking care of yourself, and at least inquire. It doesn't cost anything to inquire.
Right.
And they've got a lot of great promotional items that you will see on their website, different packages. Call and ask. Don't be afraid to reach out. Even here, you can message me. I know we've had different areas and things that I know I wanted to cover, and you did too. What else haven't we hit yet?
So we do have the hydration intravenous therapy, intramuscular. So we can do vitamin injections, if you will. So B12 is really popular. It's an injection that can go into your arm like a flu shot. And people report that their energy increases the next day. It's not like caffeine, but they have more sustained energy the next day, and mental clarity. So we have clients that are business clients that will come in before a big presentation and have just a B12 shot for their big presentation the next day, so they are on point and focused and ready.
Oh, I love that.
Anyway, and then we have business travelers. They'll have a drip or an injection before to boost their energy and their immune system. And then we have like some executives that really want that the mental power, and that's called NAD or NAD. It's really powerful, not only energy increaser, but mental clarity.
Fine. You can get dehydrated, so I can see coming in before and after.
Right. So just the basics. Really, I mean, it's just healthy hair, skin, nails. Who doesn't want that? Right. So
who doesn't want to look better and feel better?
Feel better.
Yeah.
Right. So so those intramuscular shots I was telling, like B12, that starts at $25, and then the infusions that I was talking about start at $109 to $224. And we work with you, we ask about your health goals or what certain conditions you're maybe struggling with. And then we make recommendations, because like I said, it's all we know scientifically what every vitamin and mineral does. We just don't really think about it in that way.
Well, and they have customized programs that they can do to help you. So if you're like, well, yeah, I might have this or that, and again, this isn't to replace any, if you're on like a blood pressure med or anything like that, that's not what I was inferring here, or cancer to say don't do a treatment or anything like that. This is just something that's going to help you feel better because if you know somebody who's ever been through, like, for example, cancer treatments, and she was talking about, like, when my mom had hand and foot syndrome, and my dad had neuropathy. My mom would just, her white blood cells would just get so low from sometimes the different chemos and the different infusions she had to do. If she had still been alive, this is something we would have pursued, just so she could feel better and stronger. And that's what she was always trying to do. And that's kind of all of our goals, really, no matter what level we're at. I'm going to see if anyone's left us a message, and if you want to, that way, go over and make sure if there's any notes or any things we haven't covered. We both had our listed notes. Oh my gosh, thank you all of you who have been online and watching this. I so appreciate it. Nobody's asked questions, but we have a following, which is great, and I'm grateful to all of you. And
maybe an analogy kind of would bring
I
it
would
home.
love that. Yes.
I like to think of a forest has trees, and they look really strong on the outside. and then a windstorm comes through. In fact, this just happened at my house a couple of weeks ago.
What about Monday?
Oh, yes, that too. Just Monday.
Yeah, ripped
right?
through your area.
Yes. In my backyard, a tree fell down and demolished my trampoline. Anyway, so we think the trees look so strong, but a windstorm comes, pushes them over, and you can look inside and there's rotting within the tree. That's how I think of our bodies. We may look okay on the outside, but at the cellular level, maybe they're starting to rot or they're not being raised in a healthy environment. And it's that decay inside our own bodies that eventually catches up with us.
Wow.
And that's where I say the preventative health side comes in, you know, so that we stave off that decay and prevent that from even starting and grabbing hold.
Well, one of the things that I didn't realize till I met you, Stacy, was, you know, I thought, well, why not just take an oral supplement, which they do have too, and the shots, but when you're doing an IV and it goes right into your bloodstream, you get 100% of the benefit versus 30%, or
near 100.
Near 100%. But versus, you know, each person's different with everything, but it's so much better for you when you're going in and you're doing that, because you have a higher likelihood that whatever you're going after, your customized program, is going to make you feel better, probably quicker, and it's right.
And that brings up a myth that I want to dispel also.
Good, okay.
So there are 13 essential vitamins. 9 of them are water soluble, and if I can do the math, 4 of them are fat soluble. So like vitamin D is fat soluble. So you can actually get too much of a fat soluble vitamin. But the water soluble vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin B, B complex, so on, if your body already has enough of those, you will be able to just pee those out.
I was just going to say, just more expensive urine. Or,
right. But we just know, and we don't have to do nutrient testing to see what you're deficient in, except for vitamin D. We want to know what that number is so we don't give you too much. But we know that we're just deficient in our vitamins and minerals because of the food issues I was talking about.
So many.
And so I know that your body is absorbing those nutrients because we're also low in them. And I can tell because of the feedback I receive from my clients about how they feel.
Right.
And it may, depending on your depletion level, just one IV infusion may not be enough. It's kind of like working out. You can't just go to the gym one time and you're like, you're super muscular and toned and have zero fat on your body, right?
You have no, you know,
it's not
no
maybe
cellulite or whatever, and you just do one round of Nautilus equipment. It's not how it works.
For some people, they may feel better right away, the next day. And some folks, it may take a few months. We're just all so different.
And it depends on what you're going for, too. And
Very true.
Because when I was there was just such a variety. And what was really interesting is I thought I would be intimidated, but I walk into this beautiful environment, knowledgeable nurses doing this. A couple of the people were sitting in this open spa area, but then there were people that were in private rooms. So you can have there's customized, whatever the atmosphere you prefer if you're a private person. But if you want to go and do this as like, I could see even like brides, like a bridal party or celebrations, even birthday parties. People are starting to do things like this.
They are.
And you could go in and make an appointment for several of you.
You can, yes. So we have a lounge area. We call it the Drip Lounge, which seats about 8. And we have parties there. We have couples come as like their drip date.
Oh, cool.
Or we just have clients that come in individually. But what you start to talk to people in the lounge area because you realize they're like-minded. This is, for a lot of people, this is their first toe into the holistic side of health. And they want to be seen and heard and reassured. And they start to talk to other clients that are in that area, and all of a sudden, they're realizing, oh, well, what are you doing? What drip are you getting? Why are you getting that? And they share, and now they feel validated.
Yeah. And that's in anything we do. We want to be seen, heard, and valued and validated, and it's a good environment to, again, go and look and see. And if you are just tuning in, my name is Carla Berline, Around Town TV, Stacy Lemmer, the owner of the DRIPBaR Edina. If you're looking for more information, go to thedripbar.com/Edina. thedripbar.com/. And or you can call 612-429-6822. 612-429-6822. I will go back in and put the website and all of this information in there so that you can easily click on it, message Stacy, call her. If you want to private message, I can send you that way as well. They have a Facebook page that I will tag as well, so you can go there and just message, and they will take care of you. What else? I know we both had all these notes. I'd all done my research. I've covered mine, and
well, maybe a couple things to consider this time of year. It's state fair time, and the weather was a little unusual today, but historically it's so hot during the state fair. One of my nurses.
It's going to be tomorrow.
Okay, so one of my nurses was working at an ER last year during state fair, and she said ambulance after ambulance were bringing people in that were just dehydrated from being outside, not drinking enough water. So know that the DRIPBaR can even do just regular hydration that you would get in an ER. So save yourself some money and just come to the DRIPBaR if you feel like you're getting dehydrated, if you have food poisoning, if you have had the flu. We have private rooms. We are not afraid of sicknesses at all. We are here to boost immune systems. Our immune systems are boosted. So we want to help you. And if we can save you from going to the ER where you're going to wait 5 hours, we are happy to do it.
So should they come to you before they go to the fair?
Well, they probably should.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe go see her before you go to the fair, and then. But if you're someone who's I can do it, and you, like most people, it's reactive. Then now you've got the problem. And instead of going to the ER, if you really are just dehydrated, come and see Stacy.
Yes. Yeah. And a tip for you. If you're going to, so drinking water is very important, but your body is made up of saline water, if you will, like sodium water. So it's important to put a little pinch of salt, not table salt, but Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt into your water that you're drinking, not just when you're at the fair, but all the time. And that will help your body absorb that water.
Say those two salts again.
Celtic salt.
Celtic salt.
Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt.
Got it.
Not table salt. That has different bad things for you. But those other two will have enough of the minerals that your body then can absorb the water better. So you'll be more hydrated by adding that pinch.
Awesome. Okay, that makes great sense. What else?
Sneak peek.
Oh yeah.
We're also going to start carrying ozone therapy. And so ozone is a way to get oxygen into your body, and high levels of oxygen help, like we talked about, energizing the mitochondria so that they're powerhouse of the cells, so your cells stay healthy. I would love to come back and just talk to you. That's a whole episode, an educational session on its own. And so we are very excited to have the opportunity to bring that to the Twin Cities.
And when will that be here?
Probably 2 weeks.
Oh, fantastic. So we will definitely do another show on just that. Who would be a good candidate for that?
Folks with chronic illnesses, Lyme's disease, long-lasting bacterial or viral infections.
Oh, wow.
There's an entire disease state list that I will be posting on our website.
Okay.
And we have clinical data. This therapy has been around a lot longer. So I'm very excited about that. So we'll learn more. Teaser.
Oh, I love it. So we'll have her back to talk more about that. But if you're interested now and it's coming in 2 weeks, feel free to reach out.
Yes. And it's back to school season, and it's swing into fall, which means cold and flu season is just around the corner. So it is probably now is a good time to be considering boosting your immune system. And we are here to help. We have oral supplements if needles are not your thing. They're not everybody's. Nobody likes a needle. Yeah. But it's not painful for more than maybe half a second. Right. And then you're fine.
Well, and the shot is a quick shot.
Oh, yeah. And that's nothing.
And you've got a nurse that most likely worked in an ER formerly, and so they know what they're doing. They have to, and they have to get it done and do it so it's not painful, that you're really being helped, and how wonderful to feel better. Anything else that we haven't covered?
No, we're happy to help you at the cellular health level. It's a new thing to consider. You probably haven't really thought of it in that way. So I'm just asking for your openness, and we're here to help you feel better and improve your quality of life.
Well, and who doesn't want to improve their quality of life? And thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I thank all of you for tuning in. We've got a great lineup. However, I might continue, well, I am going to continue these shows on Wednesday through after Labor Day, through the month of September, October, and into November for sure. And one of the reasons is we've got a debate on Tuesday, September 10th. And another reason is my favorite show in the world is Dancing with the Stars. And those are going to be on Tuesdays this year. But also, a lot of my guests can't make it on Tuesdays in September and October, November. So I thought, well, hey, it's a win for everybody. And so make sure, and I'll be posting the lineup, but make sure you tune in and join us on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Stacy, I am just so thankful with your medical device background, your sales, your knowledge, and then I love to, you grew up in Litchfield, so you understand food and how it's processed, and what you've created to help all of us hopefully live healthier, happier, and feel better for sure.
That is the goal.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sure for all of us.
Well, thank you for what you're doing and the difference you're making in the Twin Cities and beyond. And we'll have her back for sure. Stacy Lemmer, who is the owner of the DRIPBaR in Edina. We have been bringing you the best kept secrets, businesses, organizations, and people like Stacy since 2003. We're Minnesota's lifestyle and business experts, and now the Twin Cities' longest airing television community showcase. And that's because of all of you and our amazing businesses to feature, like the DRIPBaR in Edina. So I thank you all, and I invite you to tune in. We'll be back after Labor Day on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Any shout outs you'd like to do?
Oh, hi to my mom who's watching. Thank you for all your support to my parents. Appreciate it.
You're so blessed. Yes, and thank you from me to your mom and your parents for your support. And anybody else?
And a big heart to my nurses. We couldn't do this and help our community without you. So thank you.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yep. And thank you for those of you who have tuned back in to watch from a couple weeks ago. We appreciate it. And before we go, if there's anything else, otherwise we'll just sign off.
Yeah, we can sign off. I look forward to meeting you all, welcoming you to our environment of health and wellness.
That sounds fantastic. You certainly will be seeing me. I hope to see you all over there as well. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Around Town TV. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
I go where everyone is friendly. I go where I am known. I go where I'm not an illusion. Where I go, I've noticed everybody goes